Hi guys, and today I'm going to just do a quick energy read for this week. This is timeless, so basically, whenever you are guided to this video, this is, maybe a message here for you. So, just an FYI, this message may or may not resonate with every single one of you guys. If you guys like my channel, like what I do, want to support my channel, please subscribe, like. I'm not really sure how to turn the comment back on since my last several uploads on YouTube. Like, I'm really new to this whole YouTube uploading thing, and it does take a long time. Sometimes it takes all day, so I'm going to try to make this video really short, as if the last one wasn't long enough, right? So I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. So I'm going to do an energy pull. Let me see where your headspace is at. So some of you guys are... Right, I'm not going to do a channel. I'm just going to read. Okay, so I feel like some of you guys have a lot of things on your plate, are definitely still carrying burdens, carrying things on from that are in the past and trying to take it to, wherever you're going. Doesn't matter where you're going, to the store or whatever. Sometimes what we don't understand is that energy can transmute. Like, you can actually be around somebody that's negative and actually exchange energy with them and actually carry on their energy. So some of you guys are carrying on other people's energy. Some of you guys are definitely experiencing a lot of, just a whole bunch of things on your plate that you need to handle. Especially when it comes to releasing, so some of you guys are, I feel like it's beaten down, very overwhelmed when it comes energetically and releasing these things. Especially, the craziest thing is, if you look at my last channel, like I have another channel, right? My last video I made was about the full moon, and how, if you look back here, right, there's a full moon. Okay, so that full moon is bringing out whatever that you are still holding on to that you need to release. Okay, because there's energy, especially when it comes to things from the past. Okay, especially when it comes to things from the past, you guys are needing to be very kind of like in a sense of cutting the old out, and also using your logic, and also becoming more detached to the old, it's just so that it doesn't affect you in your future, if that makes sense. Okay, so which is followed by the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is basically Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, a man of an air sign. So anybody that is of an air sign, or perhaps when it comes to the energy you're just pulling on, is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, you're needing to cut a lot of things out, standing your ground, keeping your eyes on a prize, basically keeping your focus, your mindsets on where your focus is trying to be, just so that you can manifest what you truly want, instead of just manifesting out of chaos, if that makes sense. So some of you guys, something with the solar plexus, so which is below the chest. It represents, your self-esteem, pleasure, willpower, and personal responsibility. Imbalance attribute would be like low self-esteem, control issue, manipulative tendency, and misuse of power. So you're needing to... some of you guys may perhaps have that area blocked, so you're needing to release that. Just because what I have noticed is that with the... okay, so in the morning time, I have a board in the room that I actually usually do readings in. I have a board, and every single day I would receive a message, and I would go and write a message on there, whatever message I receive. And to be quite honest, like, sometimes when I do give my clients reading, it will pertain to them, if that makes sense, So your solar plexus may be blocked. Some of you guys may be trying to manipulate energy to work to become beneficial to you. This is all about honesty. Okay, not taking shortcuts, basically speaking your truth, cutting out things that don't serve you. Sometimes, to be quite honest, sometimes you can't have emotional attachment to people, places, and things, only because when you do that, it basically, okay, so the word I'm getting is sacral. So it blocks your, like, how do you say it? You tend to withhold intimacy and become emotional isolated, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's what my guides are saying when it's in balance. So Some of you guys may have like very, very high sexual drive right now, and there's maybe a lot of imbalanced sexual energy. So just be aware of that, okay? So that's one thing you got to be concerned about. Well, not concerned, but you got to work on, okay, guys? I mean, you can if you choose to. If you want, you can. If you don't, it's cool too. You do what you want to do. This is your journey. This is not mine, you know, so just an FYI. I know I'm in my pajamas. I had a couple of readings I had to do today, so I thought, you know, I had some time, so I might as well, you know, try to balance things out and try to get a video out there. I know my couch look a little dirty because, you know, my dog, this is his room, by the way. So I'm in the living room where, I have 2 living rooms in my house. I'm in the living room where there's a fireplace, and it's a little cold out here, so I'm on the couch, you know. What's coming? What are my clients working towards? Movement. Working on movement. Oh, working on movement. Okay, so I got the Sun and the Chariot in reverse. So it's about movement. Also, it's about healing. Also about trying to manifest your desire. So this is, okay, so this go back into manipulating of energy, okay? So some of you guys may be trying to manipulate an energy. It's almost like like a sense of like telling yourself false information because your crown chakra may be blocked in some sense. Okay, so your crown chakra is when it's blocked, you become disconnected with your guide team. You become closed-minded, so it's not being able to see like the bigger picture of a situation, why things aren't moving or why things aren't moving as fast as you want right now. Because okay, the reason why certain things doesn't happen is because it takes time. Okay, you can't manifest, you can't try to manipulate the energy. It's a perfect example is you can't try to manipulate an energy because it becomes let me see, what's the best word. So some of you guys may be like blank right now because I'm so blank, like kind of like not knowing which way to go when it comes to certain decisions. So that makes sense. So what I'm also receiving is that when you're trying to manipulate energy, you know, for a situation to move as fast as you want, you get it, but you don't get it as you would wish for, if that makes sense. So it's a temporary like fulfillment. So it's not really a fulfillment, but it's just temporary because there's an ego part of you that needing to like learn to trust and understand that, you know, there is power in praying. So some of you guys may be praying but not believing that things would happen. I'm going to tell you the perfect example, okay, why I believe in God and I don't even go to church. Is because when I experienced my hardest time and I want to manifest certain things, I would pray. I say, God, you know, whatever I wanted, you know, and, you know, he would, well, I choose to call him he, okay? So, you know, I would say like, before bed, I'm like, God, please, you know, I need some space. I need some time. You know, or I need certain things in my life. Like I manifested a 4-bedroom house by prayer and being patient. Look, by prayer and being patient. And my guide is telling you that I'm not lying, that gift came in for me. That wish fulfillment, it came in for me. But my dog, here he goes. So the wish fulfillment came in for me, but it came in much, much better than what I hoped for. So I put out a prayer out there. I'm like, you know, I was having such a hard time. I say, God, I'm like, you know, I want a bedroom. I want a 1-bedroom apartment with everything included for $1,500. So, you know, and the voice, like the craziest thing is like at that time I had a roommate and I wanted to move out. And I just wanted an opportunity, and so I put out that prayer, and you know, there was nothing but women that live in there. So there was like 4 of us girls, okay, and everybody left to work, and I usually am only the only one that's up, that's actually there in the morning time, and a voice, a very calm, very humbled, very like I don't even know how to explain it, said to me, right before I was waking up, be patient. And I said, it freaked me out. Like, it freaked me out. And I called because I never like heard a voice so clear like that before. And especially it was a man's voice, especially when you live in a house full of women. So I called up my roommate and her daughter and I'm like, hey, is there any guys here? And they told me no. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I kept it to myself because it kind of like at the same time I was like a little freaked out, if that makes sense, because it was like my very first experience like hearing that. So I said, okay, I trust you, God. I trust you. And I waited instead of rushing into like I could have like I had the money to move, get into any apartment I wanted to at that time because I was making really good money. And so I said, okay, I waited and an opportunity opened up. And it was a blessing in disguise because I listened and I just trust the process and I had faith in it. And don't ask me how or why, but trust and faith, it goes a long way. And I walk with faith, by the way. So a friend of mine, we reconnected after like 3-4 months. Like we reconnected, and he told me, hey, he goes, I'm moving out to California. I got a new job, working for a Lamborghini like company or something like that. And I said, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, oh, what are you gonna do with your apartment? And he said, oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to let it go. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, here I go. I'm like, can I have it? You think I can be able to move in? And he goes, I don't see why not. He's like, you can take over the lease. I'm like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. I was like, how much is the rent? He said $1,400. I'm like, okay, I can afford that, because I was like, what's included? And he said, everything, like completely everything, heat, hot water, everything, like, and it was there was parking, plenty of parking, and no next door neighbor, no upstairs neighbor, no nothing. It was a 4-bedroom house. And he's like, oh, and by the way, like, I'll leave everything for you, couch, TVs, dishes, and everything. And I'm like, seriously? And he was like, yeah, just like give me $1,500 for it. I'm like, all right, cool. So that was like my rent was like the $1,500, and I didn't have to owe him anything. It was rent for the apartment at the same time. So I basically got this apartment with no. It wasn't an apartment, but it was, if that makes sense, because it was stuck to a business. But it was 3 floors. I had 3 floors, and it was nice. Like when I tell you, it was nice. It had like everything in the house. Like full carpet, nice kitchen. It was huge for myself, and I lived there by myself. And when he, I kind of doubt, like not doubted, but I was kind of in shock. I'm like, are you serious? Like he talked to his landlord and his landlord was like, yes. And I moved in like within like 2 weeks, and it was the craziest thing. And it was $1,400. And my prayer was that I wanted a 1-bedroom house, a 1-bedroom apartment for $1,500 with everything included. But by me listening to my guide team, by me listening to my inner guidance and my God, I got something way more than what I asked for. For $1,400, I had a 4-bedroom house with everything included. Like I didn't like dishwasher, washer, dryer. Didn't have to worry about no bills besides just the rent, and it was amazing. And that's why, instead of me manipulating my wishes, the energy by rushing out there and getting an apartment, I actually listened and had faith and hold on to, my faith and the trust. And I was actually gift something that I wish for, but better, if that makes sense. So whatever you wish for, whatever goals you have, it's very important for you to be aware when it does come in, just so that you can work on your gratitude. And gratitude, you shouldn't just be working on gratitude on birthdays when you're feeling down or when something great comes into your life. You should always work on gratitude. My puppy. So I work on gratitude. This is what he does. That's why my couch is like delicious like that, So instead of like manipulating the energy, are like, pretending to be grateful just so that you can open up door of opportunity. What about just being grateful just because you do have food on your table, just because you have fresh water to drink, just because you have heat in your house, just because you have that $1.75 for the bus? You should be grateful all the time. And I'm very grateful. Like before I go to bed, I pray. That's a way of me showing gratitude to the universe, to God, to my ancestor, to my guide team, to my higher self, that I'm very appreciative for everything that they have brought into my life. And for especially, like I pray for my family, for protection for my family, for guidance for my daughter and things like that. Like I feel like it's very important not to just pray for yourself, but also pray for everybody else around you. Like I pray for a lot of people, my clients, when they do need their prayers. If you guys ever need prayers, feel free to contact me. I'd be more than happy to give you a prayer. So gratitude, it's not just for Thanksgiving. It's not just for holidays, not just for New Year's. You should give gratitude every day. Thank God for waking up, being able to take that first fresh air, like the deep breath in the morning, or in that warm bed that you have, because not a lot of people is fortunate enough. But if you become fortunate, and show gratitude for the little things you have, the universe will give you more things, if that makes sense. So if my clients do so, what will come into fruition for them? That lack, that ungrateful, like I wouldn't say ungratefulness, let me say, the lack of self-discipline, the lack of imbalance of energy, of not believing certain things will happen, or not believing, or believing, that your wish fulfillment is too good to be true. That will all go away. Why? Because right now, what you're doing right now is not causing any type of movement. It's actually causing non-movement by knowing that things can work out for you, showing gratitude to the universe. A lot of doors will open up for you. You'll see a lot of opportunity that will open up for you when it comes to partnership, when it comes to finance, when it comes to career, when it comes to love, when it comes to everything in your life. Why? Look, oh my God, this is a confirmation. I'm going to end the reading here. So, I just hope, like truly, hope that you guys, work on gratitude. I feel like it's more gratitude. Yeah, work on gratitude so you can get your victory, instead of going around and around and doing the same thing, or going around in a merry-go-round. You get what I'm saying? So you can feel that victory within yourself, so you can see the victory outside of yourself also. So I hope you guys, like my reading. I know I kind of made it short, but I'm actually getting ready to take my dog for a walk. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Just an FYI, this message may or may not resonate with you guys. And another FYI, this is for entertainment purposes only. Bye, guys.